Good evening and welcome to another exciting night of Swamp Bats baseball here in Keene, New Hampshire. Hello everybody, I'm Mark Schwartz, joined alongside as always by my partner in crime, Mike Morjese. Tonight the Swamp Bats face off against the North Adams Steeplecats in a matchup of first place in the Western Division. A big game for both of these teams, and we'll get into this game in a second, Mike. But first, let's take a look back at last night when the Swamp Bats took on the Danbury Westerners for the fourth time this season. And unfortunately for the Swamp Bats, it was a game that they'll like to forget, as they trailed 6-0 early on. They mounted a comeback, but were not able to get over the hump and wound up losing the game 6-5.
They were no hit through the first 4 innings. They weren't able to get anything going until those last 2 innings. They had Jared Walsh on second base with 1 out in the 9th inning, a tying run, but they weren't able to get that run across. They lost that one on a heartbreaking 6-5.
Yeah, Kevin McAvoy was the starting pitcher last night for the Swamp Bats, and his last time out was actually against the Westerners, and he had thrown 6 2/3 of hitless ball, which started off the combined no-hitter, but he struggled a little bit more last night.
Struggled a lot more. He gave up a home run that actually hit off the scoreboard. Gave up a few home runs. Once that scoreboard got hit, it seemed to have rattled him. Was able to settle down a little bit, but still was unbelievable.
Yeah, well, as you said, home runs really were the story last night. Both Danbury and the Swamp Bats had 3 home runs each. Solo home runs for Fran Whitten, Jared Walsh, and JP Sportman on the night. Now let's look at tonight's opponent, the North Adams Steeplecats. These teams have played against each other twice already this year. They've split the season series 1-1, both games coming back at North Adams, and this is a pretty good team that the Swamp Bats face here tonight.
This is a pretty good team, not just in the Western Division, but in the NECBL as a whole. They have a lot of great players on this team, and they're equally matched with the Swamp Bats. Western Division, from top to bottom, the top is really good, and then the bottom just sort of tails off. They have to compete with Newport, is pretty much the only competition it looks like, and New Bedford in the Eastern Division. So whenever you have a first place team coming in, tied for first place, it's always going to be a good game for both parties.
Yeah, well, North Adams not any games behind the Swamp Bats for first place in the Western Division, but percentage points behind. But they start up a 2-game series against the Swamp Bats here tonight. Tomorrow night, the Steeplecats will be back in town. So 2 very big games for both of these teams. And looking at it tonight, Artie Lewicki takes the mound for the Swamp Bats. His last time out was against the Danbury Westerners back in Rogers Park in Danbury, Connecticut. That was last Wednesday, a game in which Lewicki struggled a little bit.
Struggled in both starts he's had this year. It seemed like in his first start he was able to strike out the side, but he hasn't been able to settle in. He shows that power. He seems like a power pitcher for this Swamp Bats team. He can strike out anyone from top to bottom in that lineup, and we'll see if he can do that tonight as he faces the first place North Adams Steeplecats.
Yeah, a 7.20 ERA coming into today for Artie Lewicki. This is his 3rd start of the season, as he'll try to right the ship against a very potent lineup here with the North Adams Steeplecats. So like I do with every game here, Mike, I'm going to ask for a prediction from you. As I should mention, you're actually wearing Steeplecats gold.
It is Dolphin Park today, but this is the only dress attire I have. But yesterday I was wrong. It's the first time all season. Hopefully I won't be wrong today. I think it's going to be a 1-run, 2-run game. This team played 1-run, 2-run games against North Adams. They won the first one by 1. You said what seemed like a playoff game. The second one they lost by 2. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. I think it's going to be, they have to pull out the runs. I think it's going to be a good pitching performance. So I think that I'm going to go with the Swamp Bats. Even though I'm wearing gold and black, I think it will be a 4-3 game.
Well, you heard it from him, 4-3. He's only been incorrect once so far this year, and that was last night in a tough loss to Danbury. So that'll do it for the pregame show. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the first pitch on the NECBL Broadcast Network.